Mushy mushy, this is Jeiku-Persona live on YouTube and I just got a text message. Okay, so we're going to be doing a very short, quick review of the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo in this video. I'm also going to be talking just a little bit about the Mega Pokemon that you get, if you're in the US, Mega Glalie. So, my thoughts on the demo. I was impressed. I honestly didn't think it would look that much different from X and Y, but so far I am amazed at how much better it looks. I mean, somehow they managed to improve the graphics drastically within just a year. And, like, the first thing that hit me was how much crisper it looked. It looked smoother, it looked more refined. There was a lot more detail in a lot of it. Also, was not expecting the lower battle screen to be completely reworked. It looks 100% different now. Like, all the different actions that you can take are actually in, like, little shapes. It's like, there's going to be a lot of interesting and positive changes from X and Y to Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And from what I saw, well, it actually changed my opinion. When I first heard that they weren't going to be making X and Y backwards compatible with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I, like many people, was really pissed. But after seeing what it is that they're doing with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it actually does make sense, because it would take more than just a simple update to change up to make X and Y up to date. It would take almost a massive overhaul of the entire thing to make it compatible. It's not just about the Mega Pokemon. There's a lot of differences that have been made. For those of you wondering, yes, the trumpets are back, and the and the trumpets are awesome. They're so awesome they made me skip a word or two. Blah. Sorry if this is so unprofessional, I'm just ad-libbing this. So, yeah, graphics look amazing. The music actually even better than X and Y. Like I keep saying, they've improved everything. For those of you who didn't get the demo, and you haven't and you haven't heard by now, you will be pleased to know, just as I was, that yes, Tate and Lisa will be returning as gym leaders. A lot of people, myself included, were kind of worried about what was happening with Tate and Lisa because they hadn't shown anything about them or talked about them at all in any of the leaks or Korokoro or anything. But yes, Tate and Lisa are going to be back as gym leaders. The demo actually takes place in Moss Deep City, where their gym is. You can't challenge them, though. You can only talk to them and be like, hey, I'm Tate, I'm Lisa. And if you try to enter their gym, like, no, you can't do that yet. Say that. Also, every time that you play the demo, it keeps track of how many times you play, and every time you play a certain number of times, you unlock little items that you can transfer over along with your Mega Pokemon when you get the full game. However, they also occasionally slip in other characters that you meet in the game that most people who play the originals will instantly recognize. So, you know, nice little Easter egg, you know. Also, each part of... They basically just recycle the same 3 missions after you play the demo for the first time, which has an actual little mini storyline. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Yeah, they recycle the same 3 little adventures that you go on with Steven. And, you know, they're really simple and really easy. But at the same time, you get to see, you know, you get to see how much the battle system is improved. You get to see is just general improvement. The Pokemon that you fight in it are like at least 20 levels lower than you on average. So the battles are kind of boring, but then again, it's just a demo. It's not supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to be an introduction. And plus, this is like literally the first demo that Pokemon has ever done. Well, that's open to the public anyway. So, yeah. Let's see. I think I've talked about all the technical things. If you go into battles and you slide up the 3D, you do still lose frame rate, which is kind of sad. They might still improve that. Because, I mean, like I said, it's just a demo. It's not the final version. But yeah, if you plan on having the 3D turned on while you do battles, just bear in mind that there is going to be a little bit of a drop in frame rate and things are going to move a bit slower than usual. So, some other improvements that I noticed is that when you go into the bag, it actually has your Pokemon on the little side on the bottom screen, so that you can just automatically go item, you, rather than having to go bag, item, new menu, this guy, yes. It's just, they streamlined it so much and it is greatly appreciated and awesome. Like, also, it looks like they're not going to be having the roller skates in Omega and Alpha, which was very surprising. Instead, when you use the C-stick, rather than jumping on your roller skates, you're actually going to be moving without a grid, which really surprised me, and it was really cool because back when X and Y was coming out, they were talking about how they couldn't quite figure out yet how to make it so that the player could move around without the grid, because they needed the grid to help figure out how to use the hatch rate of eggs with the steps. But I guess they finally figured it out how to make it work. And it's actually going to be integral that they did that because, so those of you who have been keeping up with the leaks, or have been checking out the website, know that you're going to be able to occasionally see Pokemon pop up in the tall grass, just hanging out, and you can sneak up on them. How it works is that you just nudge it a little tiny bit, and you start to, like, creep up. You just sort of creep up. And the farther you move it, the faster you creep, and the tinier you move it, the slower you creep. You can actually, like, stop mid-creep, and you just, like, stand there like a karate guy. It's kind of funny. You eventually, like, reset, but yeah. Yeah, so you do that. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. They finally managed to do something that they wanted to do, but they couldn't figure out. Like I said, they're making a lot of improvements. I think that's about it from what I can recall about the improvements. The main thing that really surprised me was just how much cleaner and crisper the graphics were, and how drastically they changed the battle system layout. Those really shocked me, and in a very good way. Like, I actually wish I had recorded myself playing it for the first time, because the sounds I made of surprise and awe were hilarious. But, yeah. So, the main campaign of the demo, which is the one that you first play, Steven and you ride Latios, or Latias, over to a neighboring island where Team Aqua and Team Magma have located a Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving. Team Aqua and Team Magma actually get to the island at the same time as one another. And so you get to battle both of them one after the other. You get to witness, or not witness, but you get to see the new designs for Team Magma and Team Aqua grunts, both male and female. And I gotta say, they look really good. Some something that was a little bit surprising is that in X and Y, every single Team Flare grunt had their own little... they had, like, you know, the 3D graphical body thing, just like your rivals did. But it looks like in this one, even the admins, Tabitha and Matt, they're also artwork, which is kind of surprising, but at the same time, I guess it does also make sense. The outro that you get every time you beat the game shows you that, yes, some characters will still be getting the animated things. Your rivals do, Steven does, I think a couple other people, you know, the leaders, Archie, Maxie, obviously, because we've already seen those. So, yeah, another thing, the artwork also looks like it's been tweaked. Like, the style is a little bit different from X and Y. It's still kind of similar, but it's subtle but noticeable. Like, when you eventually get the game, or if you already have the demo, you know what I'm talking about. It definitely looks different. They've also updated all of the artwork. All of the characters look reminiscent, but still the same. So it's definitely a very big improvement. Very big change, but also a big improvement. So, anyway, I digressed a little. You're going to an island where Team Aqua and Team Magma are trying to get the same Mega Evolving Pokemon. And when you do meet Tabitha and Matt, it's hard for me to remember the Magma admin's name because he's a guy, yet he has a girl's name. It's weird. The two of them meet, and they're having a back and forth. And it was genuinely funny, this little back and forth that the two admins had. It was like a comedy routine, basically. And it was good. Like, I don't want to spoil anything for those of you who have their codes, but it wasn't working yesterday. There was some issues yesterday regarding the codes. It should be fixed by now if you haven't gotten your code yet. If your email still only says, like, coupon, where the code would be, click on the topmost link that says, having trouble viewing your email, view it online. And it'll redirect you to the site, and on the site, your code will be displayed, in case you're getting the coupon, or the X, or the blank on your email. So it should be fixed by now. Mine was fixed by around, like, 8 or 9 o'clock or so last night. So I was finally able to get mine. So, yeah, so I don't want to spoil it, but basically it's really funny. Tabitha and Matt are definitely two very different character-wise. Tabitha is more of a cynical idiot who thinks he's smart, kind of like a Daffy Duck kind of character. He thinks very highly of himself, and he thinks he's intelligent, but he's actually not that bright. And then Matt is the kind of guy who's like, he's the kind of villain that, you know he's a villain, but at the same time you kind of like him. He doesn't exactly consider himself a villain. He actually doesn't even dislike the main character, Orlando. He actually likes you because you managed to beat him. He's the kind of guy who likes strong people and who likes funny people. And there's also a lot of jokes regarding Steven being so fabulous, so gorgeous, but like one of the female Aqua grunts mentioned that Steven looked like the kind of guy she would totally want to go out with. Like, so I mean, yeah, they're also doing some little tongue-in-cheek little jokes about the redesigns. Like, Steven already looked so suave and handsome in the originals, and now he looks 10 times so. And so they're poking a little fun at that, and I thought that was a nice little thing. So yeah, you eventually beat them. You go over, you walk into a patch of grass, and the Glalie that's already holding the Glalie-type battles, and you get to fight it and catch it. And then, of course, you can use it every single time you play the demo after that. The Glalie is going to be level 40. And it gains experience, but it doesn't retain any levels that you get. So it's always going to be level 40 every time you play, and it's going to be level 40 when you transfer it over. And of course, it's still going to be holding the Glalie type. As for Mega Glalie, I like it. Like, I was expecting just to be sort of like neutral about Mega Glalie, because Glalie itself wasn't a Pokemon I've ever used before. But I like it. It hits really hard. Like, I know it's kind of a not misconception, but the results are a bit skewed because most of the Pokemon you battle are going to be a lot lower level than you. But most of them are usually going to be either a one-hit or a two-hit KO. Which is really nice. So, yeah, Mega Glalie, I was impressed. The moves it's going to have are Ice Fang, Headbutt, Frost Breath, which is the one that always deals a critical hit, and Protect. And what's funny is that because of its Refrigerate ability, Headbutt is actually going to be even stronger than Ice Fang when you Mega Evolve. I think that's about it. Mega Glalie, I think, it's not going to be used that much, but I do think it's still going to be used quite a bit. I definitely like it, I'm definitely going to use it. Excuse me. Very fun Pokemon to battle with, actually. Hits hard, I mean hard. This thing is going to be really scary when you battle it. Not that it wasn't scary looking to begin with. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm sorry this has been so rambly and I digress so much. Like I said, this is all just being ad-libbed. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts on the demo. Now, as for how I would score the demo, I've played quite a bit of game demos. This one, it was okay. As far as content is concerned, it was really kind of light. I wish that they had given us a bit more to do. Just a little bit more. But I mean, it's enough to placate until the game comes out next month. It's definitely a very light little taste of what we're gonna get. But it's one hell of a taste. It is... Like I said, everything in the demo is graphically, musically, verbally, it's all very impressive. The writing's impressive, the art is impressive, the graphics are impressive, the music's impressive, Mega Glalie is impressive. It's all just absolutely amazing. As for an actual score, however, I'd probably give it about somewhere around a 7.5 to an 8. Because like I said, it's a very short demo. You get infinite uses with it, and you can play it multiple times again and again and again, but it's still the same 3 things, just with different trainers each time you play it. And the main scenario that you get the very first time you play it, while very entertaining, is also very, very short. Which was a little disappointing, but at the same time, it was fun while it happened. So, definitely very, very high quality. But like I said, this is just a demo. When the game actually comes out, and I play it and beat it, I'll be doing a review of it, too. And I'm expecting... I'm predicting that I'll probably be giving this game a very, very high rating, probably around a 9 to maybe even a 10, depending on how good it is. So, yeah. That's about it for this review. This is Jeiku-Persona, signing off.